What's up, y'all? It's Robacus, sponsored by Hengoku Kingdom, and welcome to my tutorial on how to make your hand drawings into beautiful digital art. Y'all know the drill, like and subscribe. Anyhow, guys, I'm going to take you guys through hand drawing, followed by using a tracing pad to add different poses, followed by scanning it up and using Adobe Illustrator. Yes, you're going to need Adobe Illustrator. And finishing it off by digitally refining or shading in Photoshop. I'm doing this because my old buddy Midnight has been putting a lot of videos on my page, and now it's time for me to pay back. So, like I said, y'all, like and subscribe and enjoy the awesome copyright free lo-fi music in the background. Yeah, this is one of those kind of videos. So if you don't really want to watch, but you just want to hear some good music and maybe see something soft going on the screen, here's your chance. Let's begin. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to figure out what I want to draw. So in this specific video, I'm going to be drawing the logo for my buddy who's also another YouTuber. His name is Ricky. I think he goes by Random Ricky. His logo is going to be a chinchilla. Used to be a raccoon and then him, but he wanted to go with something a little different this time. So first thing I did is I put together some concept art and stuff that I wanted to use as reference. I may or may not put it on the screen. And basically he wants it to have a very Star Fox feel to it. So that's what we're going to do today. So let me minimize this and start working on this drawing. So the thing about his drawing is his original reference that AI couldn't do for him, and there are some limitations to AI. AI could not make the character look like a chinchilla. For some strange reason, it kept making it look like a cat or a fox. But I mean, it kind of makes sense, seeing as most art like this is a fox. So I'm going to start by doing this. So whenever you want to do a animal caricature, I'm not a big furry or anything, and no offense to the furry community, you guys are cool. But to make art where your character looks like an animal, you need to use that animal as a reference point first. Because if you don't do that, what's going to end up happening is your character is going to look like, well, a fox or a cat. Because most people think, oh, if I'm going to make a furry type character, it's going to look like this all the time. But that's not the truth. Not all mammals are built equally. There's a reason the Star Fox cast looks so significantly different from character to character. It's because they actually use the original animal as the concept art. So what I'm going to do first is I have a picture of a chinchilla up here. I'm going to make sure that the head shape of my chinchilla character is correct. Chinchillas have a teardrop head shape, right? Probably gonna see this because I've already edited it in, but chinchillas have a very teardrop shaped head shape. Another thing about chinchillas is that their bodies tend to be only slightly bigger than their head. There's a lot of Star Fox characters that are like that. For instance, Slippy Toad is pretty anatomically correct if you're going to go from humanoid body, or not humanoid, go from the original animal's body to its humanoid form. Like, his body shape is about proportionally where it would be, just like Star Fox himself. His head is about as big as it would be on an actual fox. In this case, since a chinchilla is about, I'd want to say 2 to 2.5 heads large, I'm going to go ahead and figure out where his neck's going to be first. Chinchillas don't have much of a neck, but my buddy has made it clear that he wanted his character to be a little more slim than normal. So I'm going to take its head shape, and I'm going to grab a piece of paper, or a sticky note in this case, and I'm going to make sure that the size here is about 1 and said about a half, so that should be about right. Cool. Another thing about chinchillas is they have a very specific ear shape. In this case, we're talking about, it's like, it goes up. It almost looks like it wants to go straight, and then it's just round for like almost no reason. But it stays round. It doesn't really curve in much. It almost has its own straight shape to it. Right? So we're going to go up and do the same thing here. Right? And it's straight down. Boom. That's a very chinchilla-like shape. Right? What he kept getting whenever he was doing AI is he kept getting cat ears. I don't know why it was doing that, but that's what it did. Okay, so we got our teardrop head in our ears. Let's make sure now we are getting the body to keep its humanoid shape. So what you're going to do here in the beginning is you're going to kind of try and figure out where the rib cage is going to be. So right now we've got this. He's going to be a little pudge because he's a chinchilla after all, right? Just a tad bit. And the reason I'm doing it like this and not making him completely round like a chinchilla, because a regular chinchilla would be just a big round ball. But again, my boy said he wanted his chinchilla character to be slim. So if a chinchilla were absolutely slim, we'd still have to be realistic with the rib cage. So he's not going to be like, he's not going to look like a straight stick. That doesn't even make sense. That would make him more of a feline or maybe even a rat. I mean, because rats can be round, but believe it or not, they can be very slim. Chinchillas are just not slim. No matter how much you shave them, no matter how thin you make them, they've got bigger rib cages, and that's why they're as round as they are. Cool. So the next thing we got to do is we got to put the legs together, right? So in this case, we're going to have him, I'm going to say he's like this. It's going to have some short legs because chinchillas have very short legs, right? I'm going to go around, maybe add this down here. I'm going to put some shoes on them. And another thing about chinchillas that a lot of people don't realize is they have long feet, right? So for our chinchilla buddy here, his foot isn't just going to be a regular foot. He's going to have a tad bit longer foot than most mammals will. So that is how they are. So we got that. Gonna add his second leg. Gonna make his pants a little baggy because Star Fox pants are baggy, right? Don't worry too much about the proportion because you can fix things in the digital field. I mean, we're going to try and get it as close as we can because it's less we have to fix later. But wouldn't worry too terribly much as long as you can get it to look about where you want it. Chinchilla's feet, again, are a little longer than normal. You don't want to make it too long though, because they're not known for having like hair feet. You know what I'm saying? They're longer, but they're not that long. Okay, cool. So again, we're making him a tad bit thin. So gonna give him a little bit of some room here so that he has a neck, a shoulder in here. I think he said he wanted him specifically to be able to put his hands in his pockets. gonna have a lot of cleaning up to do once we get to it, but it's a-okay. Right now we are just putting things together. All right, so gotta remember what a chinchilla tail looks like because I haven't seen one in a bit. Tail. Okay. All right, so chinchillas have a slightly bushy tail. That's what I'm seeing here. It's almost like a rat tail that has like a bush at the end. So we are talking about a tail that is thin and then fat. They don't tend to be too long though. So yeah, something around the lines of this, right? Bada boom. Make sure this tail kind of does what it's supposed to do. To ensure that it's actually coming from where it's supposed to, you always kind of want to draw through the character. So see right here, I realized that my tail is off because it would naturally come out of the buttocks and then up. So that means it would have actually done something closer to this, right? So you can draw through your model because you're going to eventually fix it, you know? Looks like a chinchilla tail kind of bushes off a bit, calls itself a day. Okay. Putting my concept art back up. Gonna just kind of make this look a little chiller for my boy because I know he's gonna want it to have some flavor to it. Nice. Something along the lines of that. That's more like a real chinchilla tail because the chinchilla tail is only fat at the end. It's kind of this thin thing for the most part. Shoot. Cool. All right. See if we can start putting some real stuff together now. All right. So far this is what we got. Sorry, I'm left-handed, so you're probably not seeing most of this, but that's okay. We are going to get there. So the hair he wants looks like this, it looks like, apparently. Cool. He's kind of got like his own mop head type thing going on. We'll come back and fix this at some point. Yep. What we really want to do is start making some shapes so that we can kind of get a feel for what this body is going to look like. So we're going to start with the jacket. Right. I'm going to give him his belt. I don't know if I want to put it this high though. It's what it is. Cool. So see, the more we start erasing certain things, the better it's going to start to look, right? Okay. Chinchillas have odd noses. I'm not sure why his concept art is the way it is, but you'll see what I mean when I do what I do. Okay. So for regular chinchilla's eyes are going to be here and here. That means his snout is this big thing here. His nose is actually going to be around here. So you can see right here that his actual mouth is going to be around here. So what we got here is our Star Fox mouth. We are going to do something like that. Chinchillas have a very straight and almost narrow face here. It looks like he wants some of these, I don't know what you call that, like the fur that comes out of the side of the face. The problem is like a regular chinchilla doesn't really have that, so we're kind of going into a different species territory, but I might be able to make it work. I'm trying to stay within the parameters of the person who ordered this from me, so that can be a little tricky sometimes. Because when I add this, it almost, because again, chinchillas don't really have, they don't have like a space right here, right? This is what he wants, but this space here is not on a real chinchilla. Chinchillas don't have the lighter coloration on the bottom of the face like that. So to try and stay as honest to the animal as I can, I'll add it, but I will try to merge it with how it actually looks on a chinchilla. Okay. So if he wants it Star Fox style as opposed to like an anime style or something like that, we're going to have to do a high, there's like a dark upper top, and then he has like a nice line here. Star Fox characters have very specific, what do you call them? Their pupils are smaller, is what I'm saying, than a regular chinchilla's would be, right? So it'd be something along this, as opposed to like a big dark pupil that you would see on, you know, any other character. Chinchilla's eyes are really far apart in comparison to their head. So we would do something along the lines of this. I may change this in the future though, because it's not as natural as it's not as natural looking for somebody who how do I explain this? It's not as natural looking to somebody who's a human. That's what I mean by that. Chinchilla's ear is gonna come up, and it's almost it has less space right here than most of your animals. Very small space here. So I'm going to do something along the lines of this. I do like on his AI art how I added this. I'm gonna change that soon. Actually, I'll change it now. I don't want this to be something I have to go back and do. Okay. Now, it's not as highlighted on a real chinchilla, so you got to be careful on that. So again, he wants this side fur right here to be prominent. Again, I want to stay as true to the animal as I can so that it doesn't lose the chinchilla look. Because the second you do too much is the second it's gonna start not looking like what it's supposed to be. See, it's already kind of losing it, because again, chinchilla has that really round face, that teardrop head. I think the hair itself is what's throwing it off, because you can see where the head was supposed to teardrop, because it has this block portion here and then it just kind of comes out. I don't know if I'm going to be able to pull off making the face wider again, because we're getting it. We're definitely getting what we want here. We're just not getting what the animal actually looks like, and that kind of bugs me. But according to the coloration that he chose, I have to kind of stick to what the buyer wants. Always go with what the buyer wants, even if you think it's silly. That's actually the reason I dropped out of college. I used to do graphic art. I was a graphic arts major, and I dropped out because I did not like the idea that my art was going to be totally based on what somebody else wanted, as opposed to the vision I thought was right. Don't get me wrong though, that I can still do stuff for other people, which is what I'm doing right now. I prefer to design things the way I think looks best. I think I might be able to pull this off. Give it kind of like that old style rat type thing. The problem is again, I have to highlight the teardrop nature of a chinchilla's head if I really want it to look the way it's supposed to look. I think that might do it. The problem is the cheek needs to be bigger for a chinchilla. Chinchillas have very, very big cheeks. There you go. That might be enough. That doesn't look bad, actually. Okay, so let's see. If I want it to be exact to his preference, I think he said he wants this one hair to stop at the eye here. So we're gonna go hair here, stop there. It's gonna come up, right? There's another hair that's covering most of this ear, and that's this one. So we're looking at a hair that does something of this effect, but he wants it to come out from the head quite a bit, right? So we're looking at something along these lines. I don't think I need a hair here. I think that's exactly how he has it situated in his avatar. Okay, cool. I will definitely come back to fix that, because I don't like how I did this one. Gonna pull him back. The idea is to get the shape the buyer wants first, and then you can play with it some more if you can figure out how you want to mess with it. So he likes the idea of having the hair go back. Notice that. So this hair is going to go like this. So I'm going to assume that means this hair theoretically come out this way. I think I'm going to come back for that too. Alright, so we got just the shape of the head, which is fine. This definitely screams chinchilla a little better than the concept art he had. The concept stuff he had didn't really look much like a chinchilla. As a matter of fact, let me look at some stuff. What does a chinchilla's nose look like up close? Because it almost just looks like looks like it's just like it's not even like a real shape. It almost looks like a rabbit. As a matter of fact, it's almost exactly like a rabbit. It's just a shape that goes up and then around. So like honestly, it would be, his nose would be closer to Peppy Hare's nose then, if that's the case, than it would Star Fox himself. So we're talking about a nose that looks more like that than what's going on with like Fox or like any of the other characters, which makes way more sense. Shoot, 1 second. Let me know if the music was a good touch for you guys. Cool. All right, so you know what, I like the idea of what they have in this picture, but again, I know that he has my buddy has his vision, so I'm going to try and see if I can merge the ideas he has with, there you go. Actually, that looks really good. That is actually, I think this is better than the AI art that he did. Some of you guys probably cussing at the screen. How do we know? Or nuh-uh. Just trust me on this for now. You'll see when it's finished and you'll be like, okay. Okay, so do I want to add anything else? So he looks like he put the I see that he did this. That's like a very Star Fox type thing. That's kind of cool. I like this actually. It's a good idea. You know what? I don't know why I didn't think to do this earlier. Okay, cool. So, I'm seeing the hair doing like this is what he had going on. So, if we're gonna do that, we might as well. That. I don't know. I feel like this should be the main hair if I'm gonna do that, because this one stops like right there. So we got the center of the head here. Cool. Yeah, that works. And then this part's supposed to be like a little taller, it looks like. I may come back to fix that. So he's saying that the hair stops here. That's what I'm saying. So that means we might not even need that, because there's where his ear is. All right, cool. That's telling me that this hair is probably gonna do like a Sonic the Hedgehog type thing, right? Where it goes down and not out. Okay, cool. That's much better. Okay. So let's get these shoulders together. So we've got a jacket and an arm. Okay, so our arm here needs to kind of do like this whole thing. Then we got our hand. Trying to figure out how this shoulder is supposed to go, right? Cool, cool, all right. Okay. Let's see how we're doing on time. I can't tell. It's only been 29 minutes. Pretty good. We're doing good. Okay, so Where do I want to put this belt? Let's put this belt in first before we do anything else. So I'm gonna just overlay a Star Fox belt first because it's a simpler design, and then I'm gonna come back. So I'm seeing right here that a realistic belt could only be like this size. Because remember, a belt is only gonna be around here. If that makes sense. You guys see what I'm saying? It's kind of hard to see from here, but right there. So that. Cool. So I'm gonna pull that back, so that means this is probably going up this way. It's kind of hard to tell. You gotta have like a similar angle when you do these things. When you do these things, there must be a similar angle. Okay, we're gonna give him a nice little poochie for his pants because he's a little chubba-lug because he's a chinchilla after all, right? Gonna give him kind of like this thing. Have his pants do like the pants thing. Okay, gonna have his shoe, kind of have a shoe thing going on. Okay, so let's do that. Throw that in here, throw that in here, and then boom, we're good. Okay, I'm gonna do something similar on this side. Where it just kind of goes like boop. Just a little bit more, right? Yep, that's fine. Okay. I think I'm gonna keep what his AI did here and keep this pocket there because it's a pretty cool pocket. I like that pocket. Right? We'll have like a nice little pocket here that we'll deal with later. Another one right here. Okay. I'm thinking let's do this a little bit better because I like where he's going with this, but I don't like that it's not. I don't even know how to explain it. I think what has to happen is this has to kind of have like its own thing going on, and then this has to like be like, oh yeah, that's where this is. Yeah, okay, all right then, right there you go, like that. Which means this side is just gonna kind of hang over. Boom, right? It's kind of hard to see now, but you'll understand it when you see the finished product. His head is still the teardrop that it's supposed to be. We got to make sure that it's showing as a teardrop because that's how he gets his chinchilla look. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna give him Star Fox treatment, but also the chinchilla treatment because chinchillas have like this fun thing going on right there. Nice. Okay. So we got our pants, we got that. Let's clean some lines up a bit. Right. Because if we can clean some lines up a bit, then we don't have to do it later. And honestly, the Star Fox drawings don't do too much with this anyhow, so it's not like they have to be like the most detailed things in the world, you know? Cool. Boom. Got it. Nice, okay. probably actually going to take some detail out of this, because if we want it to look old school Star Fox, there's not going to be a lot of any of this to be seen. Okay. So, jacket wise, let's see if we can get this jacket right. So the Star Fox jackets kind of go back a bit, but the jacket in his drawing, or not his drawing, but in his jacket in his concept art seems to be going just straight down. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do a combination of both. I'm going to just let it kind of slide a bit, you know? Just get it to kind of like move, you know what I'm saying? Just slip. There you go. So we can see that it's slightly off, but it's actually slightly on too. Star Fox jackets look like they come out, they go down, and then there's like a small, it's like a small crevice to it, which is kind of cool. And that's exactly how he has it in his digital art. This time I'm talking about the actual digital art and not the whatchamacallit. Not the not the AI drawing, because he has an AI drawing for concept art, and then he has this digital thing that he sent me that he wanted me to base it on. So I think I need this to go about here. Yes, that's good. That's good. That's good. So I want you to come out of here, just like that. And kind of be like there. Nice. Okay. This is workable. This is something I can fix. So what it's supposed to do is kind of, looks like it kind of just tapers off. Like tapers that way though. I think I wanted to go up. If he doesn't like it like this, I can always change it. Okay, so that shoulder is covered then, but that's okay because I just fixed that. All right, so now we've got the arms to deal with. We are slowly getting there, everybody. Okay, so to make this right, we need the shoulders to kind of like drop, okay? So what's happening is we got a shoulder that comes out, that comes this way. So we're talking about, yes, okay, that looks right. So can we put pockets here that make sense? That is the question. Because if we can, then we can put the hand here and let it kind of just do its own thing. And see, this is already looking more like a chinchilla than what he sent me before. What he sent me before literally looked like either, like, it looked like a cat and a mouse combined, whereas the chinchilla is more like a rabbit and a mouse combined. Okay, so he has a I can actually throw some hair here. I think that's what he wants anyways. Yep. Okay. He has some kind of thing going on with this shirt that I'm gonna work with. I'll figure out what this is supposed to look like. I know that since he's, again, a chinchilla, he's got to be kind of a chunky boy. Just a little bit, not too much though. A little bit of a chunky. I'm gonna have some fur coming off here. That's why this looks kind of a little off right there. But when you see it in the end, it'll be fine. Yeah, okay. So how far away do I want this to go? That's the question. Question is how far is too far? Right. Okay. Dang, we are getting there, and this thing's looking. It's actually looking pretty good. I'm actually enjoying this. So first off, let's have this end about there, and let's have the hand come in to where it's supposed to. Just erase everything in this corner. Looks like he has something going on here too. I just gotta figure out what it is. It's kind of hard to tell just based upon the picture that he has. Okay. So far, that's what we got. I'll rest my hand a second. Question is, how big should this hand be? Because like it shouldn't be like in his crotch. It's actually in it in the picture he sent me. I don't know if I've shown you guys already in the picture, but in the picture it's like kind of in his crotch. Let's throw that on there, which will enable me to do that. Yep, okay. So that's how I get the shape I want, because I want this shape. Alright, cool. Well, I feel like I still want that to be a little fatter. I may keep the belt loop here, because that's fine. Okay. Alright. That means I can just make that a little bigger. Alright, cool. We got something going here. We got something. Alright. So far, so good. So far, so good. I don't know if I like how that shirt is designed that he has here, because it does like this weird thing. I'm gonna have to figure out what this weird thing is supposed to be, but it's doing like its own thing. I wouldn't make it so. I mean, so far so good. It's looking pretty alright to me. Probably gonna fix the tail a bit, but yeah, it's coming together. Remember, any lines you fix now are lines you don't have to fix later. I think the pants, I might have to fix these a little bit. Yeah, there we go. Oh, I just realized something. This is way fatter than I thought it was. It actually almost has its own area code over here. Okay, there you go. That does look a little better now I think about it. Okay. So your pocket's actually not even going to be all that big. It's going to be like here. Cool. Cool. Pocket its own thing. Okay. Haven't even gotten to the juicy part yet. So we still gotta do the shoes. I'm wondering if I should like make that go out like that. That's fine. Kind of. I mean, his hair goes down, but I don't know, man. Maybe like that. That looks good. Okay. So let's see. If we're gonna fix this the way he actually wants it, it's gotta go like with that. There. That's how it actually looks the way he wants it. Alright, so if I were to actually be a betting man, I'm gonna do that, but then I'll fix the fur later in case he wants it. Cool. Do like, I think I'm gonna keep the Star Fox belt. I like the triangle thing that we got going on here a little bit better than the concept art he has over there. Cool. All right, there we go. So we got that. He has some other stuff going on the jacket, but I'm not entirely sure what it is. I think I'm gonna ask him and just add it later. But what I can see, that looks about where we're at. It's kind of hard to see because I know that the video camera is on an angle, so it's kind of distorting what the character looks like, but that's what it looks like so far. It actually looks like a real chinchilla. The like I said, the art that he sent me, it didn't look like a chinchilla. It looked like, well, a cat. It looked like a cat. I'm just not gonna lie. It looked almost exactly like a cat instead of a chinchilla. But now we've got a character that actually looks like a chinchilla. It's true to the animal. That's what you want to do. So again, AI art is not the end all be all. It's not always going to understand exactly what you want, or at least it's not the end all be all now, you know? It'll get better in the future. And people like me with the hand drawing skills will probably be less useful. But it's still cool. It's still a thing to be able to draw. So, you know, just enjoying the fact that it's still a thing that I can do is kind of cool. Okay, so if I really want this to look right, I really need to thin that portion. That's a chinchilla tail. All right, cool. We got that. Now, he specifically told me what kind of shoes he wanted. What kind of shoes he got on? That's what he said. He said what kind of shoes he got on. So let's put this together. Let's go. Okay. So what kind of shoes did he want? He wanted... Oh, those shoes are ugly. All right, whatever. If this is what the... Remember, guys, it is all up to what the... It's up to what the consumer wants. If the consumer wants shoes that you don't think look all that great, just draw them, because that's what they want. At the end of the day, trust me, they're gonna respect what you gave them more if you just give them exactly what they asked for. Because if you don't, then they're gonna be like, what happened to the shoes I asked for? And then you're gonna be like, well, I thought those were ugly. And they're gonna be like, well, they're not. I like them. And then you're gonna have a whole argument about it, and then you're gonna get fired. I'm just playing. This never happened to me, but you would probably actually get fired if you told the employee that, or the employer, that you didn't like his taste after he commissioned you to do what you're doing. Okay, so these shoes are going to be based off of the Back to the Future Nikes that what do you call them? They tie themselves. If you guys remember those, if you don't remember that, it's probably because you're not ancient like I am. But yeah, that's what these shoes are. So I'm going to make these exactly the way he asked. I don't recall these shoes being this hideous, but I mean, what can I say? It is what it is. So the reason, and you'll notice this, the reason I don't tend to clean my lines up as much is because the digital portion of this video, you're gonna see, I can clean up and fix so many things. Like if the proportions are off, I can fix those. If the lines are a little rough, I can fix them. I try to keep them as clean as possible though, because some things become extremely difficult to fix if you don't just, do the lines correctly. But then there's other things where it's just like, you really don't have to worry about it, and those are the things that you'll notice. There's, when I'm pulling punches on certain things, and then I'm not pulling punches on other things. Like right here, for instance, I'm really making sure that these lines are visible, so that when I go to do it, I can actually ensure that what am I trying to say? I can actually ensure that they look the way they're supposed to. Okay, so go ahead and throw the Nike sign here, I guess. There's one. Remember, a chinchilla's foot is longer than a normal rodent's foot. That looks about right. What you want to do whenever anything's wrapped around something else is you do want to accentuate it, because you don't want the line to stop before the item ends. So right here, right, like this is not a part of the main shoe, it's a strap, right? So you have to make sure that it looks like it's wrapping around it. This specific shoe looks like it has a tries to keep itself rounded on the front to a point. Make sure it still looks right. There you go. The back of the shoes don't look like they come out much, but I'm gonna give it some weight so that it doesn't look wrong. Cool. All right. So we got one shoe. We're actually almost done with the drawing portion, and then we can move on to the digital. If you guys have made it this far, I want you to say pepperoni pizza to let your girl Midnight know that you were watching all the way through almost. Well, not all the way through. This is probably, honestly, the pencil drawing is probably the quickest portion of this. But yeah, say pepperoni pizza in the comments if you made it this far, okay? Pepperoni pizza. Okay, shoot, so I gotta draw the shoe from a different angle. Okay, the thing about drawing feet is you gotta make sure that the heels are level with each other, because if they're not, it's gonna look weird. And then you also have to make sure that the length looks right. So I had to add a little bit. You'll see it right here. And then you got your shapes. Looks like the shape is doing this, and then it goes around, and then it kind of pulls itself out. Cool. And then it kind of like does that. Okay. Gotta make sure I do that on this side too. It goes up here and then up here. Let's fix those lines. Make sure that they are not attached to each other. That these are just a little higher. I'm gonna do the same thing here. Same thing here. Again, you don't really have to clean these lines out too much. Just make sure they make sense to the eyes. Otherwise, what's going to happen is you're going to finish it. You're going to upload it. And when you get to the digital portion, you're not going to know what you're doing, because it just won't look right. You'll be trying to figure out where one line starts and the other line begins. Okay. Cool. What did this character have going on here? It's like just kind of straight down, like this way. So it's like boop, yep, and then scoop. Okay. All right, so looks like it stops ahead about here. Does it on both sides? Okay. Cool. Then there's your strap that goes here, comes up and around. We're gonna say that the pants are covering the rest. You can possibly see a little bit of it from here. Boom. Okay. Got 1 line, 2 line, 3 line. Cool. And then the Nike sign actually goes back like that. All right. Remember, it doesn't have to be precise at this point because you're not worried about it. You can clean the lines up. Okay. One last thing I have to see about chinchilla's tail is if it has a coloration difference. It does to a point. So what we're gonna do is this, so that we know. Actually, it does the opposite of what I thought it does. So it actually kind of does this and then becomes different here. There. There's also another coloration that stops somewhere in the bush of the tail. It looks like it kind of does like this whole thing. Yeah, okay. So the only thing we're missing is I think he has straps on himself is what he did. Let me look at the digital drawing. Yes, yeah, he has like straps here. I don't know what the straps go to. So it's gonna be something along the lines of this, I think. And then he has like a buckle here, something along these lines. Cool. Not sure how these buckles are gonna work. I'm not entirely sure, but we'll figure that out. Okay, so I'm gonna put that here. Yeah, something like that, I guess. I don't know. Problem is like if something, so for instance, like what we got here is right, but what we need to do is we need to make sure that the buckle, if he has a buckle on, it's gotta kind of overlap. A different way. It might overlap the shoulder, but I'm gonna add that next actually. So this concludes the first part of the video. If you're watching this right now as a premiere, then there's no break. But if you are watching this via video, I might add a break anyways. I think I got an idea on what to do here. I think her fans will find this hilarious. The next portion we're going to do is we're going to go to the tracing pad, and we are going to add him saluting. We're just going to draw the hand over a tracing pad so that when we upload it, or not upload it, when we scan it, we can actually add two different poses for it, because that's what he wants. And then I think I'm going to trace over the backpack or the straps that he has on the original character, and we'll see how that looks. Anyhow, guys, thank you for watching the first portion of this video. I will see you guys here in just a second.